Hi, today we're here with Steve Beckman, Certified Financial Planner, Tax Planning Certified Professional. He's also the co-founder of BW Wealth Management and the founder of BW Tax Strategies. Welcome.
Well, thanks for having me. It's good to be here again.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome back. Okay, today we're diving into a strategy that can be a lifeline for early retirees. It's called 72T. Steve, this sounds technical. What exactly is it?
It does sound technical, but the concept is pretty straightforward. So Section 72T is part of the IRS tax code, and it allows you to withdraw money from your retirement accounts before the age of 59 and a half without paying the usual 10% early withdrawal penalty.
And normally that penalty just happens automatically, right?
Exactly. If you pull money out of an IRA or 401k before you're 59 and a half, you typically owe ordinary income tax plus an additional 10% penalty. But 72T creates an exception if you follow very specific rules.
Okay, so what are those rules?
So you have to take what the IRS calls substantially equal periodic payments, or SEP payments. In simple terms, you commit to withdrawing a calculated amount every year based on an IRS-approved formula.
So this isn't something where you can just go and take a withdrawal whenever you want.
Correct. You can't do that. So and here's what people need to be very careful about. The IRS gives you three calculation methods: required minimum distribution, amortization, or annuitization. Okay. Each produces a different payment amount, but once you choose the method and start the payments, you're locked into that method.
Okay, when you say locked in for how long?
That's a great question. So the rules are you have to take it for at least 5 years or until the age you reach 59 and a half, whichever is longer.
So if someone starts at 55?
Someone starts at 55, they'll have to continue until 59 and a half, which is about 4.5 years. But since the rule says a minimum of 5 years, they'd actually have to go for the full 5 years till they were 60.
Okay, so what happens if they stop early then?
So that's where the trouble begins, and that's the big risk. If you modify or stop your payments too soon, the IRS retroactively applies the 10% penalty to not just this one, but to all of your prior withdrawals, plus interest. So it can get really expensive really fast.
Okay, so this is not something that you want to experiment with.
Definitely not. It has to be structured properly from the start, and that's where the strategic planning comes in.
Okay, so who is this strategy really designed for?
It's most useful for early retirees, people who leave their corporate jobs in their 50s or need income before Social Security or pensions kick in. It can also work well for someone who's financially independent but doesn't want to wait till 59 and a half to access their retirement assets.
Okay, gotcha. So what would an example of that look like?
So sure, let's say someone retires at 54 with a $900,000 IRA. Instead of paying penalties to access those funds, they could set up a 72T plan and potentially generate, say, $35,000 to $45,000 a year, depending on the calculation method and the interest rates. They still pay the income tax, but they avoid the extra 10% penalty.
So is this easier to do with an IRA or a 401k?
Much cleaner with an IRA. With 401ks, there are additional plan rules, and many people roll funds into an IRA before setting up a 72T distribution just to make things easier for them.
Got it. Okay, so what's the bottom line here?
So 72T can be a very powerful bridge strategy for early retirement, but it's rigid. It works best as a part of a larger income plan and not as a quick fix or for short-term cash needs. Because of the rules are so stringent, you definitely have to have a strategic plan in place.
I like that. So it's not a quick fix, but it's a structured strategy for income before retirement.
Exactly. When you design it properly, it creates predictable income without any unnecessary penalties, but precision matters.
Great breakdown, Steve.
Thanks. If you're considering early retirement and want to understand your income options before 59 and a half, 72T might be worth exploring. just make sure you get professional guidance. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.